Good morning everyone, welcome to day 1 of the Magical Readathon. This is my first time taking part and I'm super excited, so I decided that I'm going to do weekly vlogs for it. It's currently 8 o'clock in the morning. I am very tired, I've got bags under my eyes, I'm not looking great right now, but I am determined to get up now and start editing my video because I haven't actually uploaded my proper TBR for this readathon yet. So I'm going to edit it this morning before I start work at 9:30. I'm probably not going to start reading just yet because I'm not sure I'll have time, but I do need to decide on my first book. So while I'm editing my TBR, I'm going to think about which book I want to read first. I want you guys to let me know what your first read is going to be in the comments below so that we can get a discussion going. I also want to know what careers you're going to be studying in. I'm going to be studying to be a Hogwarts professor in the specialisation of care of magical creatures, which I am super excited about. It means that I need to do 7 hours, which is quite ambitious, but it was probably the most flexible profession because I can choose 5 of those 7. I'll link a video above which shows me trying to make that decision. So now I'm going to go and edit my video before I have to start work. I will get back to you in a bit once I've decided on which book I'm going to read. I've had breakfast and I'm procrastinating choosing my first book for the readathon, so instead I'm going to go through some April TBRs, Magical Readathon TBRs, and do some commenting because I want to support some smaller booktubers. So what I've done is I have filtered it by upload date. I'm just going to go down and see how many I can get through in the next hour until I actually force myself to do some work and also pick a book. I do have a couple of books in mind, but I will tell you about those once I actually decide on them. After a lot of procrastination and some back and forth and some lunch, I've decided to start reading The House on the Lake, which I received as an advance reader's copy in exchange for an honest review. I'm currently 100 pages in. I did some reading at lunchtime today. It's okay. It's an adult thriller. It's about a woman called Lisa who needs to disappear. She's got an abusive husband. She's taken their son and gone to live in the house on the lake, which I think a friend lent to her or said that she could go and live in. It's alternating chapters between hers and also a child's point of view in 2003. The child is also presumably living in the same house, just in a different time, and I don't really know how the two timelines are connected yet. It's easy to read. It's an okay book. I'm not going to love it, but this should complete my, my Defense Against the Dark Arts OWL, and if I finish it today, that'll be my first OWL completed in day 1. So that's quite exciting. I'm going to get back to work now, but I'm going to listen to Frankenstein as I work, which means that will count towards a book from a genre that I don't normally read. I can't remember which OWL that was for. I'll put it on the screen once I find out. I think it might have been arithmancy or astrology. Hi everyone, it's finally Friday. I feel like I am losing it a bit, so I look a bit dishevelled. But since it's the end of the week, a very busy week at work, I'm quite happy now to pull myself together to chill. I'm only halfway through the day, so I'm about to take lunch, but I just thought I would update you on day 3 of the Magical Readathon. I've finished The House on the Lake, which was my Defense Against the Dark Arts OWL. I hated it. I would give it 1 star. I really didn't enjoy it. I thought it was boring and it wasn't written very well. It seemed a bit pointless as well. You know those books where you don't really understand why the author felt the need to write it? This was one of those books, so yeah, didn't enjoy it, that's a shame, but I did complete my first OWL. I've just gone ahead and bought Wicked Saints. Someone requested a recap of it and I think the sequel's coming out next week, or this week as you're watching this. I should probably read it and recap it. I'm not expecting to love it. None of my friends have enjoyed it. I'm going into it with a bit of a negative attitude, but maybe I will enjoy it. This is my book with a white cover. I can't remember which OWL that is, but it's definitely one of them. I'm also going to make some brownies today because I'm really craving some salted caramel brownies. We've already got all the stuff to make them, so I might as well. I'll get back to you once I've read a bit of Wicked Saints and we'll see how that one's going. It's currently Saturday morning. Basically Friday happened, it was really busy, and then this morning it all kind of got to me and now my eyes are kind of swollen because I've been quite upset and anxious, but I'm okay now. Everything's fine. I thought I would give you a reading update before I carry on with my day. I have started Wicked Saints and it is okay so far. It reminds me a lot of The Crown's Game, which I DNF'd, so I'm not really looking forward to reading this one. Basically it seems to be about a woman, Nadia perhaps, is a cleric or a blood mage, and she's kind of on the run from the high prince of this neighbouring kingdom, and that's all I know about it. There's some sort of magical power, she can speak to gods and things, and it's just not that well written, so I don't think I'm going to love it. I'm going to be recapping it while I'm reading it. I'm going to finish it. I'm not going to DNF it like I've DNF'd The Crown's Game, but it's a shame because it was quite hyped up last year and I was quite looking forward to reading it, especially because it's a debut and I really like promoting debuts on my channel. but in this case it's just not a very good book. Today I'm going to hopefully chill out a bit. I need to kind of relax, so I think I'm going to play Stardew Valley. Then tonight Quan and I have a date night. We're going to be doing some gaming tonight, so that'll be fun. I don't know what we're going to be playing yet. We were thinking maybe The Last of Us or Until Dawn. And then I also want to finish my recap of The Children of Time, because I've been working on that throughout the week and I'm very nearly done, so I reckon I can do it today. I think I've got about 150 to 200 pages left to recap out of a 600-page book. Now I'm going to eat some of the brownies that I made. I don't think I actually showed you them, but they turned out really well. These are my brownies. They turned out so well. They're salty caramel with some white chocolate chips in the middle. Honestly, so good. I've been eating them kind of non-stop. I think my next attempt at baking next week is going to be cookies, but we need to do a food shop first, and we're kind of putting it off until we definitely need to go for like actual supplies, not just baking supplies. So I think my reading vlog next week will feature cookies, I imagine. What you're currently reading.
What am I currently? I'm reading Empire.
Read anything in ages.
Wow, hurtful. I'm reading Empire of Silence right now.
Yeah.
By that guy whose name I can't remember. Christopher Hitchens. No, not him. That's been good. The world building's really good. Characters okay. It's all a bit slow and kind of weird, but it's good. It reminds me a lot of the old sort of like Arthur C. Heinlein, Robert Clarke sci-fi with a bit of mysticism, sort of like fantasy but in space. That's been good. And I've been playing lots of Skyrim, so that's me.
Gwen and I have just got back from a walk. We went about 6k over to a park that way, which we had never been to before, and it was really nice. We managed to go in the morning, so there weren't too many people around. I just had lunch, and then we let Octavia out for the first time. She is now allowed outside, and she doesn't seem very keen to leave the house, but that's fine, she'll get used to it. Now I'm going to try and finish off Wicked Saints, so then I can start Wanderers with Justine, because we've been meaning to start the buddy read all weekend, and I've been distracted. She's been reading something else, so we haven't actually started it yet, but I'm hoping to start that this evening. So I just need to get Wicked Saints out of the way first so I can recap it and complete one of my owls and then get onto that one. I finished the book and I'm going to rant about it tomorrow. I'm too tired to go into much detail right now. It's Monday morning and I'm exhausted. So we let Octavia outside yesterday and she was doing fine, and then she went out at night and then she didn't come back for a couple of hours, so I'm tired. Quill was getting up and waiting for her, and I was kind of like, honestly, don't worry, she'll be fine. It was still a bit of a worry because she was out in the dark, and obviously this is a new house, so we spent a lot of time awake with her. Anyway, so I finished Wicked Saints last night and it was atrocious. I'm going to do a full rant review on it, so I'm not going to go into loads of detail here. What the actual frick was that? I don't understand why this book was so popular. I don't know why everyone's fangirling over it, because it's honestly awful. I've got like 3 pages of notes on it already, and I only started writing about 10 minutes ago. I think my main issue with it is that it's a complete rip-off of several other things. So I had a look at the author's Twitter, and she's quite clearly a Star Wars Kylo Ren fangirl, and you can tell because one of the characters is basically a Kylo Ren rip-off, but he's called Mal, like from the Grisha series, and he's also very much like the Darkling. Various twists in this book are very, very similar, if not completely the same, to the twists in the Grishaverse. There's that. It's also Russian inspired. Then you've also got the 2 guys who are very similar to the guys in the Red Queen series. Now I don't know if the author's actually read that book, but again, the twist in that is very similar. Definitely not the same as the Grisha one, but very similar. My main issue is that it's a complete rip-off. My other issue is that the main character, Nadia, is reduced to being like a love interest. She can talk to gods, and that's the main like hook of this novel, I think. Like that's what everyone talks about, except she barely gets to use her powers in the book. She doesn't have any cool fight scenes. They're brushed over when she does eventually get to be involved in something. And then the rest of the time, she's basically just there to fall in love with Mal. I didn't like that in the slightest. It was not a good book, and I'm going to do a full review on it, but basically 1 star, it was shit. But that does complete my charms out, and last night I also started the Wives, which will be my astronomy out, which is to read a book mostly at night. I'm probably gonna read a bit today, but it does say the majority of the book at night, so I can finish it off this evening, I think. It's not a very long book. It's about a woman who is one of 3 wives of this man called Seth. She is called Thursday and the other wives are Monday and Tuesday. And they kind of share him throughout the week, and he claims that he's from Utah and he's a polygamist. He was raised that way and it's completely normal, except the wives aren't allowed to meet one another. I think Thursday is eventually going to want to meet the other wives and find out who it is her husband has been fake married to. I'm only about 45% of the way through that. I say only, that's actually quite a lot. It's a very short book and I wasn't reading for very long, so I think I've got a couple of hours left on it. I'm going to read a bit now and then finish it off later on. I will get back to you with an update once I've done that. Hi everyone, it's the end of the reading vlog and I managed to finish 3 books, so I'm really pleased with myself. Just to quickly wrap up this reading vlog, even though you've just watched the whole thing, hopefully. I finished The House on the Lake and I gave it 1 star, and that was for my Defense Against the Dark Arts out. I finished Wicked Saints, which I also gave 1 star and I absolutely hated, so I'm going to do a full review on that at some point for you, and that completes my charms. I also finished The Wives, which I'm going to give 2.5 stars. And that completes my astronomy out. So that's 3 out of 7 so far, and I'm feeling pretty good about it, even though none of them were very good reads. I'm not going to do a full review of The Wives on here, but I will be doing one on Goodreads and on my blog probably, so stay tuned for that. I'm just editing the video. I'm very nearly done. As you can see, this is my progress, and I just need to put in this last clip there, and then I will be finished. I'm actually quite pleased that I managed to do a full reading vlog, even though I wasn't feeling great for some of it. I'm going to start next week's vlog, or this week's vlog for me, next week's vlog for you now, and hopefully next week will be more successful. I will talk about my reading plans in my next vlog, so do like and subscribe if you want to see more from me. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you're all doing well. I'll speak to you all in my next video. Bye.